If someday you can see Thomas the tank engine puffing happily along the line, he may be on his way to the village instead of deep in the hot island of Sodor. One November morning, Thomas whistled to all of his friends. Then an early snowstorm came. An island was covered with thick snow, and engines found work difficult. Some had to help clear snow from the track, and workmen hacked away from the snowbanks of ice. Thomas and Percy were collecting important mail for Thanksgiving, said Thomas. Percy was feeling left out. But Percy's chance had come, said Thomas's driver. Percy was delighted, but Thomas was sad, said Percy kindly. Sighed Thomas. Percy was making good time on his way to the village when suddenly, called his driver, there ahead was a fogman, he shouted. Percy was steaming to Harold's airfield, whistled Percy. Replied Harold, and he buzzed away. Sighed Percy. Suddenly there was Thomas with Terence the tractor and the works train, whistled Thomas. The two engines battled their way through the snow. At last they reached the village. Harold was already there buzzingly, dropping food for Thanksgiving dinner to the people below. Terence quickly got to work, he said as he pushed the snow aside. Cheered the villagers. Just then Toby arrived with Henrietta. He whistled. That night all the engines had gone back to the sheds, except Toby. The villagers had made a plan to thank the engines. They loaded paint pots and parcels into Henrietta, and then they set off through the mid-Atlantic countryside. All the engines were fast asleep in the sheds as Toby ran silently into the yard. He had no idea what the villagers were going to do. He had no idea what the villagers were going to do, but he knew it was going to be a big surprise. When the engines woke up next morning, they could not believe their eyes. The shed has been repainted and decorated. The engines whistled in delight, and everyone agreed that it was really a happy Thanksgiving.